In this video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the new GameSIR G7 HE controller. First off, we're going to take a look in the box. So the controller itself comes in a pretty standard cardboard box that shows off the main features of the controller. It comes with a designed for Xbox sticker on the box, so you know it's designed for Xbox. But you can also use this controller with a PC or Steamdeck. It also includes a 1-month Game Pass Ultimate code. Opening up the box, you're immediately greeted with another cardboard box. As this is a wired only controller, it's nice that they included a 3-meter long braided USB-C cable. The controller itself comes in a plastic bag. Here's the controller. There is also the Game Pass Ultimate code, some stickers, and the instruction manual. So here it is, the GameSIR G7 HE controller. So as I've already mentioned, this is an Xbox style game controller that's wired, but you can also use it on PC and Steam Deck. This controller costs £60, the same as the official Xbox controller, but there are some huge advantages with going with the GameSIR controller that we're going to get into. So for a bit of context, last month my Xbox controller started drifting. So I decided to treat myself and I went out and bought an Elite Series 2 controller, which unfortunately within 24 hours stopped working. So at that point I was done with Microsoft branded controllers. They just weren't reliable enough for me. And it was at this point that GameSIR reached out and sent over their new G7 HE controller. And I do want to say, even though they did send over this review unit, everything that I say about this controller is my own opinion. I am happy to report that it does feel very nice in the hand. It feels like a mixture between the DualSense controller from PlayStation and the official Xbox controller. The grips on the back of the controller are slightly smaller, slightly narrower than the official Xbox controller grips, which gives it a slightly more sort of DualSense feel, because the grips on the DualSense controller are a bit thinner. But overall it is a comfortable controller. I would say in the hand it feels slightly smaller than the official Xbox controller, but I don't think that's a bad thing. After about 20 minutes of using this controller, I got used to the size and feel of it. In terms of weight, the G7 feels about the same weight as the official Xbox controller without any batteries. Obviously, being a wired only controller, it won't have any batteries in, so that's why it's slightly lighter. But overall, in the hand, it is a very comfortable controller. One feature I do really like are the rubberized grips. It's got almost identical rubber grips to the Elite Series 2 controller, with the same diamond pattern on it. This helps to make the controller feel more premium in the hand. In comparison, the standard Xbox controller just has scratchy plastic grips. Not as nice. We're now going to talk about connectivity. As I already mentioned, this controller supports the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PC and Steam Deck. This might be a deal breaker for some people, but this is a wired only controller, so there's no Bluetooth. But there are actually some advantages to this controller being wired. The first is response time, so there's going to be a much smaller input delay when using a wired controller compared to a wireless controller. Also the fact that you don't need to change or charge batteries. But I do think the reason this controller is wired isn't actually down to GameSIR. Microsoft make it very difficult to make third-party Xbox controllers wireless. They have complete lockdown on the radio antenna signal. So even though the G7 HE only comes as a wired controller, fortunately, it does come with a very nice braided USB-C cable, which at 3 meters long is definitely long enough for most gaming situations. So we're now going to talk about the button layout of the G7 HE. So it's pretty much identical to a regular Xbox controller with some extra features that we're going to get into. So the first feature I want to talk about are the joysticks. They're a mashup between the DualSense and the regular Xbox controller in terms of the design, but they are also Hall effect joysticks, which is a massive positive. Hall effect joysticks are much less likely to drift, which has been a massive issue for me with Xbox controllers. So I'm hoping that these are going to last a lot longer. Another really cool feature of the G7 HE is the mechanical action buttons. So the A, B, Y and X button are actually mechanical switches as opposed to membrane buttons on pretty much every other controller. What this means is they have a more tactile, linear feel compared to the regular Xbox controller. The buttons are also a lot more satisfying to press. Listen to this. If you're someone that uses a mechanical keyboard, then you'll really like this feature. Moving over to the triggers and bumper buttons, in the hand these feel almost identical to the standard Xbox controller. A cool feature with these triggers is you can actually turn them into hair triggers, using the GameSIR app on Xbox and on PC. Unfortunately, there aren't any trigger stops, but in software you can program them to act like hair triggers. This can give you a massive advantage in games such as Call of Duty. So moving on to the D-pad. So online I've actually heard mixed opinions about the D-pad, with some people saying that it actually requires too much force to actually press the buttons on the D-pad, which I sort of agree with. I think it is quite a stiff D-pad, so I can imagine for platforming games or fighting games, the D-pad can become a bit annoying. I've also heard that it's quite difficult to press diagonally with this D-pad, so in games that require that, this might not be the most ideal controller. But for someone like me that doesn't play a lot of fighting games and a lot of 2D platforming games, the D-pad's absolutely fine. If you take a closer look at the D-pad, it's actually got some markings on it, so it's got some extra functionality. So if you hold the M button in the middle of the controller and then press the plus button and the minus button, it'll actually decrease and increase the volume of any headphones that you're wearing that are connected to the bottom of the controller. Same with the left and right button on the D-pad. If you hold the M button whilst pressing the left button, it'll increase the game sound, and if you press the right button whilst pressing the M button, it will increase the chat volume, so you're able to sort of balance the game volume with the chat volume using the D-pad as well as the overall volume of the headphones. This is a very useful feature that I've actually found myself using quite a lot. Previously with my regular Xbox controller, because it didn't have this feature, I had to buy one of these adapters to slot into the bottom of the controller to add the extra buttons. But with this G7, I don't have to do that because it has these controls built into the D-pad. So I now want to talk about the L4 and R4 buttons, which are the two buttons on the back of the controller. This is a very nice feature because it's something that the regular Xbox and PlayStation 5 controller just don't include. You have the ability to map these back buttons to any button on the controller. When I was playing Call of Duty, I like to map the L4 button to the sprint button, so I don't need to sort of press on the joystick. So it will be very game dependent whether or not these buttons are useful, but once you get used to them, they can be very useful in certain games. And the nice thing about these back buttons is you can actually map them mid-game. To map them, it's super easy. All you have to do is press the M button on the front of the controller and also press the back button that you want to map. Hold that for 3 seconds and then the light above the X button will start flashing. And once the button is flashing, you then let go of the M button and the back button and press the button that you want to map that back button to. For example, I want to map it to press down on the right joystick. So just press down on that button and then the light will stop flashing. And there you go, you've mapped the back button. It's exactly the same process for the other side. So the next thing I want to talk about is the vibration motor in the G7 HE. So I would say that it's got a very similar vibration motor to the official Xbox controller, which means that it's good but not amazing. Definitely a step behind the DualSense controller when it comes to sort of rumble or vibration, but that's a feature that Sony's been ahead of Microsoft on for the last few years. On the bottom of the controller there is a 3.5mm headphone jack with a mute button, so you are able to connect a headset directly into this controller, which is very nice to see. And as I've mentioned, there are volume controls on the D-pad which you can utilize. So finally, I want to talk about the GameSIR software. So you can download this on both PC and on Xbox. So on Xbox, this controller isn't recognized in the standard accessories app. So you have to go to the App Store on the Xbox and download the app specifically. Within the app, it's very similar to the standard Xbox accessories app. It allows you to adjust and map different features of the controller. So I would advise for anyone buying this controller for PC or Xbox to download the app and just try it out. So in conclusion, should you pick up the GameSIR G7 HE controller in 2024? In my opinion, yes. I've had a very good experience with this controller, so I definitely would recommend this to someone that's looking for an alternative to the regular Xbox controller, because this does have many advantages over the regular Xbox controller. The only negatives I can think of with this controller are, one, it's wired, so if that's a deal breaker and you really need a wireless controller, this probably isn't the controller for you. Another negative is the D-pad. Although I've not had any issues with the D-pad, from what I've read online, this isn't the best D-pad for fighting games, so that's something to consider. The final negative I can think of is with the design. It's quite a boring design, there's no RGB. The Xbox logo doesn't even light up. So if you're after a more flashy controller, then this probably isn't the way to go. I know that GameSIR do make another controller called the K1 that's got much more RGB, so if that's something you're interested in, then check that out. One final thing I do want to say is you can actually magnetically take the front plate off of this controller. If I can manage to do it on camera, there you go. So the front plate has come off, and I have heard that they do sell separate front plates, so you can actually customize that part of the controller. So that is an option, but there's no RGB. So if that's a deal breaker, then this probably isn't the controller for you. Anyways, if you have enjoyed this video on the GameSIR G7 HE game controller, then drop us a like, consider subscribing, and I will see everyone in my next video.